Welcome to today's presentation. I am a corporate pleb, and this is How to Corporate. Today we'll be reviewing the importance of a common worker pleb to develop a persona in the workplace for self-protection and profit. A major tool you need to make use of as a pleb is developing a persona specific to the workplace. We're going to call it a Worksona so I don't have to keep saying work persona. So Worksona, get comfortable with it. Here's a test. Compare how you behave to a significant other at home and how you talk to a client at work, and look at how you behave between the two. If you use the same voice, the same mannerisms, and are roughly the exact same person in personal life as you are in business, then you do not have a Worksona, and you will be worse off for this. Keep in mind, as a worker pleb, those who hold your purse strings care nothing about you. Not only do they not know you and never will, but they are indifferent to you. Whoever you really are, the worthwhile stuff, isn't important. You are a thing that may or may not be useful to the office at any given moment. Your boss doesn't care if the hammer they need for a loose nail is an artist in its spare time. It just needs to smack you against a nail. Now, this is perfectly fine, by the way. Work is for you to perform tasks, not invite everyone you come across to sign your yearbook. However, humans are emotional beings, and we can't help but intertwine our personal with professional. So when you add the reality that clients and managers don't care about you as a person to your naked, honest personality, the result is that every disgrace, every humiliation, every failure is because of you. You screwed up. You failed. You didn't get the sale. It's all you. In the corporate world, the bad things far outweigh the good things that will happen to you. So with everything happening being majority bad and directed at you, it will take a toll on your mental health. So since the real you isn't ever appreciated at work, and the real you is prone to getting emotionally hurt by everyday work life, you need a fix. To fix this emotional entanglement that you can't stop, keeping a strict separation between the real you and job you is vital in preserving your mental health. If you, my fellow pleb, fail as the real you at work, that failure comes home with you when you clock out. If you get railed on by a client, it's you getting railed on. When a director uses your bad work as an example of what not to do in front of a room full of colleagues, it's you that is getting humiliated. You get to take all that home with you. However, if you have a Worksona that you put on when you step into work and take off the moment you clock out, that Worksona takes the heat and the real you goes home clear. Many people assume being themselves is radically important in all situations, that how they behave should be the same across the board regardless of environment. You hear it colloquially referred to as being real, as in the person who is real is someone who does not tailor their personality and social mannerisms to fit the situation they're in, but rather is the same personality regardless of setting. For those with the brain, you will understand this is a terrible philosophy to live by. Being real is a great philosophy for a child to have so that they can make friends, which is where that behavior is learned and encouraged. But now that everyone is an adult, it's time to layer up your personality. Your personality is a tool that can be used to insulate yourself from heartache. So what precisely is a Worksona, your work persona? What does it look like on the ground? A good way to think of this is to look at yourself from the outside as if you were an employee you hired to do your job. If you hired someone to do your job, how would you stereotypically expect them to act in terms of social interaction in a way that would be successful to the role? For example, were I to hire a sales rep to fill in my shoes, I would expect them to have a clear, speak to the back row voice, rarely fill talk tracks with ums and uhs, and be able to focus on bottom line without bullying a client into buying something they didn't want. Add in a logical approach to handling email responses and a few well-placed jokes here and there, all delivered with a smile, and I'd have my perfect sales rep. The idea is you are at work to fill a role. Your personality needs to fit the role as much as your skill set. Odds are your personality doesn't fit your role. Mold your Worksona to be a stereotypical version of what you would expect to find as a person in that role and act it out. When the day is done or the client and management facing interactions are over, you can drop the act and be you again. Why have an act? Why not be you all the time? Having a specific Worksona means that when a client is screaming in your direction, they're screaming at Worksona you. Because you have never shown your honest self to a client, your real personality, nothing the client has seen of you is real. They're attacking a false presentation of you, a cardboard cutout. Real you is insulated. Worksona you is a damage sink. Anything they say at you can be disregarded when you clock out because the client was yelling at Worksona you, not real you. Develop an alternate version of yourself for work engagement. Develop it with an eye towards specifically navigating your workplace. Develop it so that it is you, but with differences in behavior from your off-work personality. As an add-on value to this, when you employ a Worksona, you will soon find that it is whatever you need it to be, whenever and however you need it. Whatever your game is, your Worksona will be a specific tool to promote it. If you're in sales, your Worksona can be jokey, entertaining, lively. The off-hours version of you might be sullen, brooding, and silent, but Worksona you can be the life of the party. A role you can slip into and out of as needed. As far as clients and management are concerned, that is you, and they take it at face value. Remember, no one at work will ever really care to know real you. So just act out what your role is supposed to be and keep your heart off your sleeve. The real value of a Worksona is that it is extremely flexible. The real you is not. Real you is always you. It's hard-coded at this point. But your Worksona is whatever it needs to be and can change situationally. You can even have multiple Worksonas to fit different scenarios. As a note of caution though, do not plan to use your Worksona as a get-out-of-jail-free card or an excuse generator. If you mess up, you can't hide behind a Worksona. Improve your skills, be professional, and learn lessons when you fail so as not to fail again. A Worksona isn't a split personality that you can blame. The Worksona is just a shield for all the nonsense that would hurt you emotionally if you didn't have it in place, and it's a flexible tool to cater to different audiences. Responsibility of your behavior still falls to you. The takeaway of this review is simply that if you do not have a Worksona today, start developing one tomorrow. Don't be you at work. You will never receive the appreciation you deserve at the bottom of the ladder. Be a version of you that reflects the role you fit at work. A version catering to your workplace. Shield your real self from the disgraces of the workplace and give yourself an actor's edge when dealing with clients by playing the role you are paid to play. Thank you for joining me. Please come back and explore the corporate world from the standpoint of a common worker pleb at any time. See you soon.